Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Give me just 1 second. I'm sorry, guys. Give me just 1 second here because I'm trying to set up a couple of things. This is very impromptu, hence why I'm doing it so late. But I'm glad you guys are here. I don't expect a whole lot of people to show up considering the hour, but I have some thoughts on today. So we're going to get into that. All right. Welcome, T. Adams. Appreciate that. The last thing I expected was to have people join membership at this hour. So awesome. Thank you. All right. So today was very, very, very interesting, guys, to say the least. Oh man, John's live. I didn't even realize that. I'm over here trying to pull something up, but I'd actually rather be listening to him than be up here talking, but whatever, it's okay. I'm glad you guys are here, those of you who are here. So I'm going to share something with you guys. So today, as we know, earlier today, we know that the Scooby Boob gang, Molly Golightly, Bullhorn Betty, Chronicles of Olivia, Jonathan Lee Riches, well, they managed to get Don fired from his job. And I can't think of anything more fucking cowardly. I mean, every single day they seem to do something else to outdo themselves. Now, there was something interesting that took place. Okay. Something interesting took place earlier on. They were trying to get a lot of publicity. They got this local news media channel to cover them and talk about them. And I criticized this local news media network. That news media network being WJHL here in Tennessee. And I criticized them for puffing and fluffing these idiots who have done nothing but harass people. They've done nothing but completely and total. I mean, everything that they're doing is despicable. Everything that they're doing is absolutely despicable and disgusting. No good has come from them doing what they've been doing. And we're going to get into that, man. I'm going to share something with you guys. Because it needs to be shared. This is that same local news media network. But in my eyes, they have redeemed themselves.
Several protesters yelled at the parents of Summer Wells as they worked on a home in the Edenburg Park community of Kingsport.
It's scary. It's scary for sure. I mean, Candace was in tears and she was shaking and all that. She's scared.
The group heard yelling profanities at the parents and loudly claiming the parents had something to do with Summer's disappearance.
Let the police do their job. I mean, I feel that they're just making a mockery out of everything for their YouTube channel and personal gain. I don't think they pretend that they're all about Summer and they care about Summer, but
now I have to point out, this is not the Don Wells that any of us have seen yet. This is the Don Wells that has always been there. Make no mistake about that. This is the same Don Wells, people. But It's not the same Don Wells that we're used to seeing on YouTube channels, such as Molly Golightly's channel with Laura Keck as her little lapdog. And I don't care if they're on the outs. I don't care about that drama. As far as I'm concerned, Laura will always be Molly Golightly's little lapdog. She'll always be her little chihuahua that sits on her lap. Yapping. So, but this Don Wells right here is the real Don Wells. This is a man who just lost his job, has been dealing with days of harassment, people.
I think otherwise.
But Wells says today was not the first time.
Let me
he's
play that
seen
one
the
more time.
protesters from his front porch.
I think otherwise about Summer, and I think they really YouTube channel and personal gain. Feel that they're just making a mockery out of everything for their YouTube channel and personal gain. I don't think they pretend that they're all about Summer and they care about Summer, but I think otherwise.
But Wells says today was not
Still very respectful, not angry. Molly Golightly, Bullhorn Betty, you failed. You failed. What you came out here to do, you failed at.
not the first time he's seen the protesters. From his front porch this weekend, several hundred feet from the road, he could hear protesters screaming over bullhorns.
You know, the protesters, been coming to our house probably 6 times in total and just making a mockery out of everything.
Are you afraid for your life?
Well, I mean, there at first it was very scary. It could be bad. It could be dangerous. It has been. But we just want to get back to normal. And
Wells says the protesters' presence has been taxing.
I remember my stomach being in a knot just constantly, not being able to sleep. And if I did sleep, when I woke up, as soon as I wake up, first thing on my mind is Summer, where's Summer, and just begging God, just constantly, that was my.
Take note. This is how a professional interview is conducted by professional journalists. This is how it's done. If you had came at him the right way, you would have gotten these kind of answers from him. You would have gotten this kind of Don.
My baby, my little girl, she was always with me.
Wells keeps in contact with investigators, not giving up hope.
I even hear from people time to time where TBIs has contacted them because their cell phone happened to ping in the area. So I know that they're still working and they're still looking into things.
That local media outlet, that station, absolutely and totally just undid everything these idiots were trying to do. Everything. What they just managed to do was become the most hated people in Tennessee. Because that, at the end of the day, people, is a father who misses his little girl, who's missing. That's a dad who misses his little girl. You may not like the way that he lives his life. You may not like the way that he deals with the pain that he's in. You may not agree with it. You may not be able to relate to it, but you don't have to. See, that's the thing. This is what you have to understand. You don't have to. It's not your business to relate to it. It's not your business to approve or disapprove of how this man deals with his daughter being missing. because at the end of the day, law enforcement has said that he has been cooperative, that Candace has been cooperative. How many times did he get locked up on a DUI or by making some mistakes? You don't think that they would have held him and used that as some sort of reason to hold him and interrogate him? Now, he has not been officially cleared by law enforcement, but it's pretty evident that they don't really consider him a suspect by the way that the actions are, what I'm seeing. This is a guy who is constantly, as it said here in this news report, this is a guy who has been cooperative, in touch with law enforcement. Dude was just trying to go to work today, man. He was just trying to go to work, and they harassed him to the point to getting him fired. Now, this is not because his employers feel like he did something to Summer. That's not what happened. Any business, this is why this is so cowardly, folks, because any business, when you have people behaving like this outside the business, and that person that is under your employ is the reason why these people are out here making all that noise, well, for the good of the business, you have to get rid of that person so that it's business as usual every day moving forward. That's how it works. So they basically just took hostage this situation. It was the most underhanded and cowardly thing you could do. But this news report right here exposed them, and they didn't give them any clout. They didn't share their name, so they didn't get any recognition. They just saw a bunch of assholes yelling and screaming into a bullhorn and causing a scene and disrupting a day at work for people just trying to do a day at work. That's it. That's all they were trying to do. So, I mean, don't get me started, man. Like, who type of one if you caught Burnt Toast's live today, earlier tonight, type of one if you caught that. Okay, so pretty much everybody, which is awesome, because let me tell you something. First of all, I hope to God I never get on that person's bad side. Like, Bullhorn Betty has awoken a giant, because that shit was like a professional hit. I mean, it was fucking surgical what this woman did today on her live stream. It was dope. It was dope. And when I say surgical, like, she surgically removed all bullshit with precision. Like, I was like, oh my God. Like, I hope Jesus. I mean, I don't ever want to be that person's enemy. I don't ever want to be that person's enemy. I don't ever want to be on her bad side. That was fantastic. It was It was a masterpiece of fuck you. An absolute masterpiece. So, because I went over, what's funny is I went over a lot of the same things that she went over. I did a whole live talking about Bullhorn Betty's and reading her charges and everything like that. But she went over everything. And I mean everything. Like, I was dizzy at the end of it. Like, I can't believe, even though I read the shit on my live stream, I was still like, I can't even believe what I'm hearing. And the fact that she acts like she was some sort of victim, that Bullhorn Betty actually acts like she's some sort of victim, is hilarious. It's laughable. And I don't feel the slightest bit bad for her at all. I think she's a malicious, ugly, dirty piece of shit. And I'm happy to say it. I don't even, I hold nothing back. And I decided something, guys. I decided something. Many of you, if not all of you that are here now, watched my live stream from last night. And during that live stream, it was sent to me some screenshots of Molly Golightly arranging a purchase of fake vaccination cards. And I was mind blown. I was mind blown at the fact that those screenshots even existed. Why the hell would you take screenshots of this conversation when you're just as implicated? Like, I don't care if you had a falling out with Molly Golightly. That means dick to me. That means absolutely nothing. If you had a falling out with Molly Golightly, then you had a falling out. But that doesn't automatically all of a sudden make you on the right side of things and make you a good person. Because at the end of the day, what you were doing was selling fake vaccine cards. So I decided I was going to do something. I decided something today, which is part of the reason why I'm going live. Probably the main reason why I'm going live right now at almost 3 o'clock in the morning. Since they went as far as they did, and they have gone above and beyond to harass, to intimidate, and have cost a working man his job. Because right now, people, right now, in the state that this country is in, a working man is a rare commodity. Someone with work ethic who wants to get up every day, put those knee pads on, and do drywall every day, which I think that's what he does. I think he does drywall. I'm not 100% sure on that. But someone who does this every day in the state that this country is in, we need more of that. And you're going to cost the man his job when we can't even get people to work. We get assholes like this who feel entitled. Assholes like this who feel absolutely entitled and weasel everybody out of money, because make no mistake, their little nonprofit bullshit, it's illegal. It's an illegal operation. And they're doing it publicly. And at this point, you're looking at what not fucking around looks like. This is where we're at, because I'm done. I'm over this shit. I'm not playing games. It's not funny anymore. It's not funny. So what I decided to do, I'm going to take matters into my own hands. I'm going to encourage every single person here. And I'm not kidding. I'm not just blowing hot air here, people. I really want you guys to do this. I need you guys to do this. Okay? Because let me explain something about the fake vax card situation. That shit is absolutely un-American. It's a question of, okay, if you don't believe in vaccines, I understand that. Okay? I totally understand that. Everyone has a right to feel how they feel about it. That's why Knox County, where I live, is my favorite place that I've ever lived. There's no way that I would want to live anywhere else in times like these, because here, when I say we don't do COVID, it's not that we don't acknowledge the fact that COVID is a thing. We absolutely do. And we take it seriously. But what we take seriously also is your freedom of choice. We take that extremely seriously here. We love our freedoms, man. We love our freedoms. So when I say that we don't do COVID, what it is, basically, I'm talking about we don't do it the way that these crazy liberal states are doing it. We don't mandate shit. We don't enforce mandates. If you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. Nobody judges anybody for wearing a mask here. Only an asshole would judge somebody for wearing a mask. If you want to get vaccinated, get vaccinated. If you want to come sit down and eat in our restaurant, we don't care whether or not you're vaccinated. If you're vaccinated, you shouldn't have anything to worry about. Good for you. You're welcome here. If you're not vaccinated, you're also welcome here. And guess what? We don't have a crazy spike in COVID here. Everybody does what we do here in Knox County under our mayor, Glenn Jacobs, the big red machine, Kane, big fan of his. What we do here is we respect everybody's choices. We respect everyone's personal freedoms. We respect individuality. So I decided I'm going to do something. And like I said, I need everyone's help because it has to be a federal crime. It has to be a federal crime. These fake vax cards. And I think since they're demanding, since they are demanding justice in the name of Summer Wells, right? I'm not talking about Summer Wells now. This isn't about Summer Wells. I'm going to be honest. Everything else that I do on this channel, guys, you guys know me. I have been an advocate for spreading information on Summer Wells for months, for going on 7 months now. But this particular thing here, we're steering from that. And I'm doing this because if anything has taught, if we have been taught anything so far, it's that law enforcement, it's in their hands. It's obviously in their hands. So I think all of the information that could be shared about Summer Wells has been shared. All of the facts that have been shared about Summer Wells, that can be shared about Summer Wells, has been shared. So I don't feel bad about doing this. So I'm asking all of you, take a break. Let's take a break from the Summer Wells thing right now. And I say, in the name of simple justice, report Molly Golightly and Voices for the Voiceless. Report them. Call the FBI. Mass report them. Because when you fake a vax card, people, when you do that, first of all, it's a slap in the face to everyone who's died of COVID. It's a slap in the face to the families of everyone who's lost someone to COVID. It's absolutely a slap in the face. So, also, let's be clear about why, also, on top of the fact that it's a slap in the face. If you're anti-vax, right, and you get a fake vaccination card, what you're doing is it's a slap in the face to any American who is anti-vax, any American who feels that they have a choice. It is a slap in the face to any patriot who believes in freedom. Because if I don't believe in getting vaccinated and someone wants to make me get vaccinated, then I'm going to stand up and I'm going to say, no, you're not going to make me. What I'm not going to do is fake and get a fake vaccination card. No, and it's absolutely illegal. But I'm explaining why it's illegal. I'm explaining why it sucks, why it's a shitty thing for them to do, what they have done, what Molly Golightly has done. She has broken a federal law. So at this point, I think it's been proven that the best thing to do is to let law enforcement handle Summer Wells. It's what should have been done this entire time. This is what I've been saying. I have not deviated from this point at all. But now more than ever, now that we've proven that only law enforcement should be handling the Summer Wells case, because we've just seen why, thanks to this news report, finally clearing it up. Because the state that has been affected by the Summer Wells case backs Don Wells. We have been affected. Not everyone else. We have. So now, since Molly Golightly thinks that it's okay to get someone fired from their job and harass people and spread false narratives about them, well, now she can absolutely be reported for her fake, her illegal nonprofit, because it's absolutely illegal, because she's making profit. It's not a nonprofit. It's not going towards anything. And she's documented and proven that it's gone towards nothing but harassment. So at this point, people, I'm not fucking around. I'm calling on all of you to not rest until Molly Golightly is in handcuffs and behind bars. I'm not sure how to report her, but I'm sure you have a local FBI branch that you could talk to. As a matter of fact, tomorrow I'll call the FBI. I plan on calling the FBI tomorrow myself. Absolutely. 100%. I want to see her in handcuffs at this point. And if you're not convinced that Bullhorn Betty is just a piece of shit, abusive, man-beating, violent asshole, well, then I urge you to go back and listen to the live stream that I did reading her charges, and listen to Burnt Toast's live reading and going over those charges. Because every single thing shows that she was the aggressor and she is a violent person. And as she stated, as Burnt Toast stated very, very eloquently, many, many times, whenever she doesn't get her way, she puts her hands on people. This is somebody who belongs in prison. These are people who have defrauded people out of money. They have defrauded people out of money to fund a harassment campaign. Charges should be brought on them. I want to see Molly Golightly in handcuffs. So I'm asking all of you to do what you can to make sure that happens. I want everybody's focus now. If I can help it, I want everyone's focus to be on Molly Golightly going to prison. And Bullhorn Betty as well. Absolutely 100%. What do you mean? Are they happy he got fired? They made him get fired. They got him fired. What do you mean? Are they happy? Yeah, that was their goal. They showed up to his job and made a scene. And so the job was like, in order to keep order here so that I can keep doing business as usual, I got to cut this person loose. Which is what any employer would do. That's why going real life on people is shitty. That's why when someone gets doxxed and people find out where their job is, and then you start calling that creator's job over and over and over again, that job is going to be like, hey, listen, I can't have this. I've got a business to run. I can't have this. So if I get rid of you, problem solved. I could just hire someone else to do the same job you do. That's all they did. I mean, that's all they did. They just pulled the most cowardly fucking shit you could fucking do. That's where I mean, tit for tat at this point. No pun intended. But if they think that it's justified to do what they did, well, it's not. And it's up to us to make sure that they know that it's not okay. It's up to us. It's up to us to make sure that she pays for her crimes, because make no mistake, they have committed crimes. This is what they absolutely did. They defrauded people out of money so that they could harass someone. More importantly, so that they could harass a parent of a missing child. And yes, I agree. Justice for Summer. Absolutely. But let law enforcement do that, because now what I'm talking about is a matter of community. The community has already done as much as they possibly could for Summer right now. Let's be honest about that. Don't think that I've given up on her. It's not that I'm giving up on Summer Wells. That's not what I'm doing here. What I'm saying is we have done as much as a community that we can do. There's nothing else to report on the situation. We know all the facts. I'm asking you if you feel that Molly Golightly and the rest of her boob squad have gone too far. If you feel that, if you honestly feel that way, Panda, calm down. If you honestly feel that way, well, as a community, we can make sure that she is held accountable. That should be our focus at this point. Let law enforcement worry about Summer Wells. We've done everything that we can as a community for Summer Wells. There's no denying that. We've all done a great job doing that. Now it's time to hold Molly Golightly accountable. It's time to hold Bullhorn Betty accountable. It's time to hold Jonathan Lee Riches accountable. I mean, does anybody feel different? I mean, let's be honest here. We're we want justice, right? We're justice seekers. I'm a justice seeker. We're justice seekers, right? Like, so I say we seek justice. That's what I say. We seek justice. We demand justice. We demand justice for every single person who's lost somebody to COVID. And I think Don has earned the right for justice because I'm, I have no doubt in my mind, just because they haven't cleared him as a suspect officially. Well, the money says that they're not even looking at him like that. Everything dictates that. All of the facts dictate this. All of the facts dictate this, people. So at this point, if we're justice seekers and we demand justice, and if you know anyone, uh, and if you know any, if you have lost to COVID, if you've if somebody that you know lost their job because they refused to take a vaccine and they stood their ground as an American, they exercise their freedom of choice to do what they want with their body and lost their job. If you want justice for those people, if your family, if you have anybody, any loved one who experienced this, then you should get justice. And justice would be Molly Golightly behind bars, Bullhorn Betty behind bars. Now, Bullhorn Betty didn't have anything to do with the vax thing that I know of. I don't know about that. I'm not talking about that. She should be behind bars for simply defrauding everybody and calling what they're doing a nonprofit when all they did was fund a harassment campaign. That's all they did. So, and that's got to be a crime. I promise you that's a crime. So, I want to see her in handcuffs. I want to see Jonathan Lee Riches in handcuffs. I want to see Bullhorn Betty in handcuffs, or Andra, whatever the fuck her name is. And I want to see Chronicles of Olivia, her little innocent sweet ass in handcuffs. Because again, she doesn't fool me one bit. She is just as complicit. She is just as accountable. She is absolutely just as accountable as everyone else. These are convicted felons, people. Molly Golightly went to jail for ripping off a stripper and then crying and acting a complete and total ass while she was in custody. We're talking about somebody who won't use a public bathroom because she thinks she's too good for it, right? But she rolls all over the fucking ground of fucking piss in New Orleans. New Orleans is known. The streets of New Orleans is known for its pissy streets. So she rips off a stripper and gets arrested and cries and bawls and acts a fool. And I want to see her crying and bawling and acting a fool and trying to play victim when she's in handcuffs for this COVID shit, for this Vax card thing. I'm dying to see that. I really hope that there's going to be body cam footage like there was in her prior arrest. I'm I'm looking forward to it. I'm not afraid of their intimidation. They've already tried to intimidate me and intimidate my family via Twitter. Jonathan Lee Riches did. If anybody wants to come up here, I've been sharing the link in the chat. So, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, Irish fan, you didn't know about that? Yeah. He put my family's name out there on Twitter and he tried to cover it by saying I was looking for a comment from them. Why didn't you try to contact them directly in private? How does showing their names all over Twitter, that was it was an underlined uh intimidation tactic, trying to intimidate me, trying to shut me up. But my family that he doxed, I was worried. I was like, what do I do? You know, like I don't want you guys having to deal with this shit that I'm, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want you guys to, you guys are innocent. I'm the one with the big mouth, you know? And they were like, nah, fuck them. That's what they told me. Fuck them. I'm not, I've been doxxed 6 ways till Sunday, people. There's nothing that they can do to me. There's nothing that they can do to me. Totally, totally low blows from cowards. Absolutely. Yeah, there has to be some sort of charge for what they're doing and calling what they're doing a nonprofit thing. Because it's absolute and total utter bullshit. And it's obvious. Like they show the evidence of it every day on YouTube. And no, I don't want her channel shut down. I don't want her silenced. I want her in jail. I want her in jail. That's where I'm at now. I want all 4 of them in jail. I want to set an example. I want to make them the example of the shit that I've been talking about since I started this damn channel. People who harass families. People who make good YouTubers and give them a bad name. People who make us look bad to the rest of the world. Because make no mistake, people, that was really positive for Don. That was really positive for Don. That news clip that I played at the beginning of the stream, that was really positive for Don. And I'm glad it was. Don't get me wrong. But it was really bad for YouTubers. All of us. Not just them, because remember, they didn't the cost of that was, it undid what they were trying to do, sure. And they looked like idiots, but their names were never mentioned. Their channel names were never mentioned, nothing, right? They were just known as YouTubers. Understand? Are you are you are you catching what I'm throwing down right now? So since they were referred to as YouTubers, well, guess what? I'm a YouTuber. Crude AF is a YouTuber. Burnt Toast is a YouTuber. A Scandals is a YouTuber. Tend to Life is a YouTuber. Dad Challenge Podcast is a YouTuber. Made us all look bad. Stephanie Harlow is a YouTuber. Christina Randall is a YouTuber. Alex Erickson is a YouTuber. Mexi's a YouTuber. All of us that are trying to do good things, we all look bad because of them. They represented us. Make no mistake about that, people. To the public, to the rest of the world who saw that news clip, to the rest of Tennessee, we're lumped up with them because of their bullshit. Now, I realize that's not the case here. You guys know the difference. Sure. Great. And I'm grateful for that. I really am. But the rest of the world who's looking at that news clip sees us all like assholes. They represented YouTubers talking about true crime. This is why I've said from the beginning that channels like that don't need to be talking about crime. I mean, they have the right to do it, but this is why they shouldn't. Because wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if cracking cases was taken seriously by the mainstream? Wouldn't it be nice that good-hearted people like that who actually have done good in the Summer Wells investigation, good people like that are lumped up with them based on that news clip? How is that fair? How is that right? Yeah, we don't do doxing here, people. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on in chat right now. If the mods are saying don't post any names, then don't post any names. I mean, I trust my mods, you know. Now, obviously, if I'm already mentioning names, if I'm mentioning the names, and it's ease up, mods. You know what I mean? But yeah, but no, doxing will not be tolerated here. Yeah, we don't do that. We don't do that. Now, for the sake of reporting, because a crime has been committed, people. And as a patriot, I take this crime very seriously. So a crime has been committed. So privately, at some point, I'm going to want to get this Angela, the Voices of the Voiceless. I'm going to want to get her full name because I'm going to have to report her. I need her full name so that I can report her to the FBI. So I definitely want her behind bars. But we have to demand this, people. We have to demand this. We have to mass report these people. So I don't condone harassing this person. I don't condone anything other than simply reporting her to the proper authorities because she committed a crime. That's it. So no, I don't condone harassing this person. I don't condone calling their job or any shit like that, any cowardly bullshit like that. What you do is you stick to the facts because that's what we do. The fact is this person is making fake vaccination cards and selling them. That is an incredible slap in the face to so many families. And she should be held accountable. So yes, this Angela Lassegard, all you need to do is take that name. That's all you need to do. Take that name, call the FBI, and report her. That's it. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Don't harass her. Don't dox her family members. Nothing like that. Just take that name and report it. Listen, and I know some people are probably thinking, well, you're doxing this person. No, I mean, this is a criminal. This is somebody who committed a crime that I take very, very seriously. If somebody commits a crime, well, then we need we need their name to be able to properly report them. Yes or no? In order to file a report, you need their name so that they know who to investigate. Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah, and so Molly Golightly already put her name out there anyway. I'm not doxing her. She's already been fucking doxed. But she needs to be reported. She needs to be held accountable. She needs to go to jail. She needs an example made out of her. Yeah, I mean, if everybody had the fucking name in my chat already, you know what I mean? Like, if it's emit, I don't recommend you fucking with Cherry. Trust me, I promise. She's not the one. keep poking that bear. That's on you, dude. I got no control over that. Thanks, Skilo. She says it 400 times a day. You know Cherry means business if she's not hashtagging that shit. She's Yeah. Yo. And going back to Burt Toast today, man, like what I love, I got such pleasure out of visualizing Bullhorn Betty's blood boiling. I got such pleasure visualizing because her skin was crawling. Her lack of control, her lack of being able to do anything about information about her being put out there, facts about her being put out there, and coming from an undoxable person. Like you'll never find out, I'll never find out, nobody will ever find out who Burnt Toast is because she's not stupid. She is a lolcal's assassin. She's like just visualizing Bullhorn Betty not being able to do dick and knowing and fuming over the fact that she couldn't do shit about what was happening gave me so much pleasure. After what happened today, after the shit they pulled, like, and knowing that they can't do shit to her. Their only way to go would be to go real life on her, and they can't. She is not somebody I want to piss off, man. Let me tell you. She's not somebody I want to piss off. Oh, it was like I said, it was the word that I can't escape from to describe what she did today was surgical. It was the precision was a work of art. She's not a morning person for sure. Coffee and screeching at the camera anyway. Yeah, no, she's not even a person. She's not an anytime person. Like you could see the hatred in her. Like you can see it on her. Like her hatred, her loathing is it's on her like the color of her skin. It's not going to change. It's on her. Wait, what? JLR taking credit for having Don Wells speak to media by putting pressure on him. I mean, yeah, but what he did was that's the kind of, this is what I'm talking about. That's the kind of lack of I mean, it's pure delusion, man. It's pure fucking delusion, people. Like for this dude to act, they honestly think that they accomplished something today. They honestly think they accomplished something other than getting the whole world pissed off at them. Like, like the entire state of Tennessee hates their guts. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Like they managed to get enough negative attention. They didn't expose Don Wells for anything. They didn't expose Candace for anything. All they did was show the world that the kind of assholes that they actually are, the kind of pieces of shit that they actually are. That's all they did. They just showed the world that. Oh yeah, no, they definitely got Don fired. But see, here's the thing though. Don is a working man, dude. Don is a working man, and he's a guy with a work ethic in a world where people don't have work ethic anymore. So he's valuable. Like, they didn't accomplish anything by getting him fired, because guess what? He's just going to have another job tomorrow. I promise you that. In a world where people don't want to work, guys like that are going to get hired in a second. That dude is like, yeah, I'm willing to break my back for a paycheck so I can support my family. Absolutely. Whatever you need. This is a guy with skills. This is a guy who knows a trade. He is valuable. You think getting him fired from his job, he's just going to, like, all of a sudden he's going to fucking roll over and just die? No, that's not what's going to happen. And he's not getting arrested. He's not. No. They accomplished nothing. They accomplished nothing. This is a guy who's going to be okay. Work-wise, anyway. And I mean, maybe that's the case too. Maybe they're just like, just to get them the hell out of there, they said that he was fired. Again, people. Only for the purposes of reporting someone who sells fake vaccination cards, only for the purpose of reporting them, should her name be used. Any other reason for that, you're a piece of shit. But unfortunately, you have to have a name to be able to report. You have to have a name to report. I never thought that it would be that I would ever read circumstances like that. I would never, I never thought that. But again, if you know of somebody who committed a crime, I mean, wouldn't you report them? So no, I don't like sharing her name. I'm not happy about it, people. I'm not happy about it. But again, it was already out there in the first place. It was Molly who put her out there. But because I'm actually calling for people to actually mass report this, because I don't want this to just be something that's just swept under the rug. To me, this is a very, very serious crime. To me, it's, like I said, it's an insult to every single person who's lost somebody to COVID. It's an insult to every single person who stood their ground, every family that was affected, because somebody in their family lost their job because they stood their ground and said, I'm not going to get vaccinated. It's my choice. And then they lost their job. That's why that's such a serious crime to me. And I'm being honest, I'm struggling right now. I'm struggling with the fact that like I'm condoning sharing someone's name. I'm struggling with that. Even though it's already out there, I'm struggling with it. I don't like it, but because it's not something that this channel would ever do. But these are different circumstances. A serious crime was committed in my eyes, something that I feel very passionate about, something that I feel very serious about. I am very, very passionate about freedom of choice. And selling fake vaccination cards is a slap in the face to anyone who's ever stood their ground and lost. I know her name is everywhere, but I still don't like it, you know, and I know my mods don't like it. And I understand that. I don't like it either. I don't. I really don't. It's not something that I would normally ever do. But I feel that this person needs to be mass reported. I want to see Molly Golightly in handcuffs. I want to see this Angela person in handcuffs. Yeah, I mean, Marissa's full name is common. It's known. Well, I mean, I'm sure Marissa's ticket was a round trip ticket. You know what I mean? So they're gone. They're going to leave the state of Tennessee and that's going to be it. So filing a restraining order is kind of moot. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of moot. But make no mistake, the four of them have committed fraud. The four of them have committed fraud because they got their listeners to send them money. They made wish lists and got their wish stuff off their wish list and everything. And they got people to send them money. And we just saw where their money went. And it's called nonprofit, right? They're calling it a nonprofit. That has to be fraud because they have clearly profited. Have they not? Yeah, good point, Irish fan. Good point. Yeah, and that's why. Because what they're counting on, this is the thing. What they're counting on is for us to keep putting the word out there for summer and blah blah blah. And that's a good thing. We need to do that, sure. But the thing is they're counting on our focus being that and trying to prove whether or not Don's guilty or whether or not Candace is guilty and blah 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 blah. That's not our place to do that. At this point, all of the facts have been shared. Everything that's been made public has been shared about Summer Wells. So what I'm saying is let law enforcement handle that. And this community needs to focus now, in my personal opinion, because if they have any respect for any other YouTube creators who take this seriously, who actually do want to do some good, who actually do want to help, well, an example needs to be set and made of Molly Golightly and creators like her. An example needs to be made of her and her 3 accomplices. All right, guys. I think I've said everything I had to say. Some of you guys might like it, some of you guys might not, but that's how I feel about it. That's where I'm at. And I hope that you guys agree with me and want to move forward the way that I'm suggesting that we move forward. Absolutely, 100%. Anyways, guys, I love you, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.